Welcome back. You're watching Storyboard. On day one of Kyoorius Zee Melt, Culture Machine and Kantar IMRB rolled out an in-depth study on video and OTT consumption in India. The study is an attempt to understand the dynamics of mobile video consumption space in India. With the advent of 4G services and reduction in mobile data costs, mobile video consumption in India has gone up to a great extent. Also, video streaming landscape in India has radically transformed. We caught up with Sameer Pitalwalla, CEO and co-founder Culture Machine, and Hemant Mehta, Managing Director, Media Digital and Chief Strategy Officer, Kantar IMRB, as they shared insights about their study. Let's take a look at this conversation.
So Hemant, tell me what the study is all about.
The study is really to understand how consumers and how many consumers are using or watching video on the mobile phones. The medium is booming, but there are no statistics which are available on who is consuming, how often is the consumer watching them, what kind of content is working. So that was really the starting point for us to come together and do this study.
Okay, now tell me what is the data based on which we see output?
Okay, so this is one of the unique things about the study. It's based on this big data from our partners, which is Culture Machine, through their intelligence machine platform. We've got our own at Kantar IMRB, the mobile usage panel, which is a panel of about 8,000 smartphone users. So we've got the behavior data from there. And we also wanted to cover one new segment which is not available on both these panels, which is the usage of OTT platforms. So for that, we created a custom study. We interviewed about 1,500 smartphone users to understand their behavior and consumption habits on OTT platforms.
Right.
So it's a combination of these three data sources that we are bringing together.
Right. So Sameer, tell me, what is the benefit to a marketer with this data? Or indeed, what is the benefit to you, to Culture Machine, when you have this data and your salespeople go out with it? What is the benefit?
Anand, there are 400 million millennials in India.
Right.
These are going to boom to about 500 million by the end of 2020. These are responsible from $180 billion this year to $330 billion in spends in 2020. 70% of these millennials which are working take care of a majority of the household income. So these people are literally running their houses, and this is going to be the working population of about 45% of all of India.
Right.
So you're talking to a demographic which has grown up and is consuming content on the internet, and social video is where they are actually spending 8.5 hours every month, consuming content. That's only growing rapidly as data has become cheaper and smartphones have become more prolific.
Right.
So I think this is the first time a glimpse into the life of 50% of India's working population in terms of entertainment consumption, and this is not even this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more information to come out in the future studies.
Right.
So if you want to understand what's going to drive India's economy and the people who are going to drive them, and you want to reach them in terms of entertainment and content, this study is important for you.
So Sameer, staying with you, Kantar IMRB is happy to take your money. You're the guy who's making the investments. So,
Yeah.
So tell me, you're making the investment. So what are you going to get out of it?
I'm actually Kantar IMRB and ASA partners on this.
Right.
So we actually not paying each other.
Oh, fantastic. Hemant,
Marketers
fantastic.
are going to pay us ridiculous amount of money because they want to know what Indian millennials are watching.
Right. So how will you disseminate this information? How will people know the study exists?
Yes. So
And,
Hemant and ASA, IMRB and Kantar and ASA are partnering in order to, obviously, it's the first of its kind of an industry report which is looking at a combination of intelligence machines, big data platform, which we actually are.
I'll interrupt there. Now, both of you know it, I know it, but will you tell my viewer what the intelligence machine, big data platform is?
Yeah, so intelligence machine, we have data partnerships with YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Vimeo. We have been gathering and index roughly about 3 billion videos a day, and we crawl them and understand what kind of consumption patterns are going inside of them. So we're able to understand genres, formats, topics, audience preferences. And
all of which is in the study.
All of this is in, a lot of those portions are in the study, and we have been able to marry that with the panel data that Kantar is currently running, and we've been able to fuse both of these together, which one gives the actual state of the universe itself, because all of this is actually literally big data, and marrying it with sort of more specific qualitative insights got through the panel.
Right. So now tell me, all this is meaningless if you don't do this on a regular basis.
Yes.
So you do it this year like IRS, you are fully aware. You do it 1 year, irrelevant in days and months.
Yeah.
So how often would you do this?
I think both things are incredibly dynamic. I can speak on behalf of at least the platforms that we track. In the last 2 months itself, I think since before we started commissioning the study, Amazon Prime began advertising, Netflix began advertising, UC web browsers launched video, Hike has launched video stories, Instagram launched stories as well, which is a different new format. So you're absolutely right and on point when you say that this world's moving fast, and we intend to keep pace with it by hopefully doing the study every twice a year, H1, H2.
Right. So one of the interesting bits of your study is the study on the OTT platforms.
Yes.
Because that's the fastest growing segment of the video business, I would think. So what insights are we going to get from OTT users?
So just to give you the most fascinating piece of insight for us was that 1 in every 3 smartphone user today is consuming one OTT platform. So that's the kind of reach and that's the rapid growth of the platform which is happening. From the study, Anand, we've collected information on their preferences, the timing. Is it just the kind of catch-up viewing? What's the role of live sports, music? What kind of genres are working? And what really are the drivers and triggers for consumers to come onto OTT? So it's virtually like understanding. If you want to know what makes an OTT viewer tick, please come to us. That's this. We have all the answers.
Right.
The other part to add to what Hemant's saying, the study also shows that while 1 in 3 are consuming content on OTT platforms, the average share of viewability across YouTube and Facebook far outpaces any of the independent OTTs, including Hotstar, including all of the other OTT platforms which have launched, Voot, etc. So while it seems that there's a huge amount of sampling happening, consumption is still mostly concentrated in the top 2, which is YT and FB for now.
Right.
So these are really interesting insights when you're making media buying decisions on inventory, as well as when you're making content creation decisions for these platforms.
So tell me, you had big data.
Yeah.
And you overlaid it now with these 2 additional sources of data. What has shocked you from the study? Surprised you, shocked you?
I think nothing has really, I think there's always been hints and suspicions which have been confirmed more than anything else. We knew that it was we knew it was a male-dominated internet in India, but what was surprising to see is the rise of other genres besides just comedy and entertainment. We have seen a rise in other genres like cooking, beauty. I think so. Those are suspicions which one has, which one knows intuitively, but instinctively. But it's great to get validated because a lot of these things sometimes are there only in between people's ears who are in the industry. Right. They're not really there from the larger marketeer and the CMO or the brand or the planner. And I think studies like this sometimes at least confirm and sometimes displace that bias. Like for example, while women on the internet are low, what was one surprising aspect is the amount of time they spend in consumption is far outpaces what the men do. Right. So I think Hemant, you want to talk a little more about that?
So one is this whole the female audience. The other thing, which was 2 things personally which stood out for me, is the way the social video seems to have democratized consumption. So it's breaking not just the gender barrier, it's the age barrier, it's the town class barrier, it's the social class barrier. So it is truly mass. So if I'm a marketer with managing a mass market brand, so far I've always believed that this is not the medium for me. But hey, look at the study. This is your medium. The second thing, just to build on what Sameer was saying, is the rise of smaller or niche, genres. For instance, personally, what came to me as a surprise was how rapidly education is growing, and it's not the education in terms of tutorials, but really what was fascinating is to see the preschoolers and toddlers. The content geared towards them. So is mom kind of passing on parenting to some extent to the social video is again an interesting insight for us.
Right. So finally, both of you, if you've not invested money, you've invested a significant amount of time and thought into the study. So somebody watching the show,
also, pardon? A lot of money also.
Money also.
Just since we are at it, right?
Right? Yes. Why not? No, we must. So tell me, somebody who's watching the show right now, he wants a copy of the study. How does he get it?
Get in touch with one of us anytime, or our teams. We'll anyway be reaching out to all possible clients.
Right.
But it's available on both our websites, so that's easy to reach. It's a ready thing. We'll come and take them through next day.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sameer.
Moving on, we now have the highlights of this edition of Kyoorius Zee Melt, which was held in Mumbai this weekend. It is positioned as India's biggest festival for disruptive marketing and communication. Each year, Zee Melt brings together some of the biggest names in marketing, media, digital innovation and creativity. Melt 2017 hosted a range of conferences, seminars, workshops and networking sessions for the delegates from across marketing and communication genres by industry experts. Let's take a look at what this extravaganza looked like. With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching and we'll be back same time next week. See you soon.